Hello, everybody. Alex Cardinale here, bringing you a edition of Keeping It Real with Alex Cardinale. I wish today's subject would be a more positive one, but I figured I would share my thoughts on this very sad topic. Over the last few weeks, there have been a lot of mass shootings going on. As a matter of fact, I think it's safe to say there have been plenty of mass shootings in the last 5 years or so. When is enough enough? When are all these mass shootings going to stop? You know, I'm only 28 years old, and I cannot tell you how many shootings I have lived through. Not that I've been in any of these mass shooting situations, but I'm talking about having lived through all these shootings happening, hearing about them, learning about them, researching them, and watching them unfold on the news. It is absolutely heartbreaking that it continues to happen on a regular basis. It is terrible. People are losing loved ones because some wacko decides to get a gun and they may be having problems at home or they're having mental issues in their head, but they think it's okay to just go to a school or other public property and kill as many people as they want because they're having sick issues in the head or they're just sick and twisted people. It is absolutely heart-wrenching and devastating. So today there was another school shooting, another mass shooting in an elementary school in Texas. Now, I cannot fathom the thought of anyone harming young, innocent children, especially third and fourth graders who haven't even reached the pinnacle of their lives yet. To take their lives is absolutely devious, evil, and unthinkable. So my thoughts and prayers right now are with the 18 children that lost their lives today, and also the teacher that lost their life. I'm pretty sure that teacher tried valiantly to save those students, and in the end they lost their life, which is horrific. I cannot fathom the moments that those children and everyone that died today suffered. Their last moments on earth must have been horrendous. And my thoughts and prayers are with the victims of today's tragedy. Something has to change in this country, and it needs to happen quickly. Otherwise, we're going to continue to have more of these mass shootings and more of these awful crimes that are being committed by some of these people that have evil thoughts, are depressed or whatever, or they just don't have a conscience for other people. It is awful. So the school shooting is just a recent shooting. That is the shooting that happened today. Very, very bad. So prior to shooting kids and the teacher at the elementary school, the perpetrator also shot and killed his own grandmother, which leads me to believe that he was having issues at his home. So he was having personal issues with his family, and then for whatever reason, he decided to drive to an elementary school, shoot up innocent kids and a teacher before being shot and killed. So whatever was in his mind, he was a sick, twisted individual. And I can never, ever condone anyone hurting young, innocent children or anybody for that matter. And then last week, or a couple weeks ago, in Buffalo, there was another mass shooting at a grocery store called Tops. Now, unfortunately, this mass shooting was racially motivated as a racist white man, about 19 years old, walked into the Tops grocery store and shot at black people. Very, very sick, very, very evil, and there is no place for racism in the world today. There are good and bad in everybody, but people are people. We need to love people for who they are, not what color they are, but who they are. Like I said, there are good white people, there are good black people, there are good Asian people, but there's also bad white people, bad black people, and bad Asian people. So we can never, ever be racist because people are people. So that's just my thoughts on that. But to kill somebody because they are a different color is awful. We are in 2022. We should not ever be going back to previous years where racism lived in America. America is all about freedom. Everybody should live free and be happy. So my thoughts and prayers are to the victims of that shooting as well. And then there was a shooting in California recently as well. I'm not very familiar with that shooting, so I'm not going to talk about it. But I will say my thoughts and prayers are with the victims of that shooting as well. So what are we going to do to stop all these mass shootings? What is there to do to stop all these mass shootings? Well, I think not everybody should be allowed to get a gun. Because I think it all boils down to a person's age. People under the age of 21 should not be able to get a gun. Why do I think that? Well, I think it's the maturity factor. When people under 21 get angry, they often have reactions that they don't think through. They get angry and they're going to have a reaction. They're not going to think about it, and they're going to react on emotion and anger. Trust me, I have done that before. I was young once, and when I got angry, I reacted and did some things that now I am very, very regretful for. So, as I've matured, when I get angry, I think things through before I make an action. So, that is one of the reasons why I think people under the age of 21 should not have guns. It's because they act illogical, they act out of emotion, and it's because of their emotions that they do these devious things. Some may have hidden agendas like a racially motivated attack, or some may be acting out of anger. You can never know what is going through someone's mind. So it's always important to be on the lookout for strange activity when you're out in public. If someone's acting aggressive, then you need to be on the lookout for safety. So one way I think we can stop these mass shootings is to limit who's able to get a gun. And if you're under 21, you should not be allowed to purchase a gun. Also, background checks need to be strongly enforced. We don't want mentally disabled people to get guns, because when they get depressed or they're having mental health illnesses, they can do things like mass shootings. It is not out of the realm of possibility for a seriously deranged individual to pick up a gun, drive to whatever public area where people are going to be crowded, and shoot. That has happened a lot over the last 10 years. So background checks need to be enforced. Really, the only people I feel that should be having firearms and guns are those that live in heavy crime areas like the Bronx, Chicago, and other areas like that in the United States of America, where they need to defend themselves from home burglaries, things like that, or if you're hunting. And only law enforcement really should be having guns as well. But that's just my personal opinion as an American. But I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys on this very sad, controversial event that keeps popping up on my news feed. It seems every month there's a mass shooting. Very, very sad. So my thoughts and prayers go out to all the victims that lost their lives this month due to these mass shootings. Very, very sad. So that begs the question, how do we stop it? Like I said, I think if you're under the age of 21, you should not be allowed to purchase a gun. I don't care if you were in the military or anything like that. If you're not 21, don't get a gun because you're not mature enough to handle your emotions if you get angry. That is just my personal opinion. You may agree or disagree with that. That is totally fine. But I would like to say my sincerest thoughts and prayers are with everyone that lost a loved one. And may those people that lost a loved one find forgiveness, and God bless everybody. Stay safe, and if you see something, say something. You never know, you may save lives by saying something. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this rather sad video. I know I kind of rambled on, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on this horrific chain of events. Have a great week, everybody.